Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have, well, I was going to say tank jungler, but we all know that's not true. It's Nunu. Fresh off of the buffs, movement speed 340 to 345. It's already tough to sort of handle a Nunu, you know, keeping up with that kind of ganking tempo unless you're a Rek'Sai or an Elise. But it's the E that's really interesting because the per snowball AP ratio, 6 to 10%. The total AP ratio of the entire barrage, 54% to 90%. So, yes, this is an AP Nunu game, in case you were wondering. The Twitch TV name, NordaLol, is in his IGN, so if you feel like checking out how someone uses full AP Nunu with the Dark Harvest rune set on your screen now in high elo, there you go. For those of you interested in the match history, that's always linked below in the description, and of course, downloading the MOBALYTICS overlay with that directly supports the channel, but I'll leave that to you. If you just want the information from the match history, it is there as well. So, in this game, we are against the Hecarim. Most of you remember, this is a champion that existed, dominated our dreams, nightmares, more than mods, as you will know from the previous video, in the early Season 11 meta with Udyr. Fortunately, they've been gutted. Except for Hecarim, there's a one trick on Korea, who I've spoken about quite a bit in my videos. The fact that he plays Hecarim aside, I'm not going to hold that against his personality. His jungling is really great. And he loves the Triforce and the Sundra builds, so those videos are available on the channel. And basically, he is still fine, you know? He's not like some kind of turbo-useless jungler, but he's remotely viable. Now, Nunu, on the other hand, was really struggling, and I removed from the tier list. Really didn't have the best time. We've got here a freshly buffed Maokai. Yeah, they buffed him for top lane. He's still going support because, come on, right? Nunu is doing the classical red camp gank, except this time we're going top lane, and we can. Garen, hello, level 1. Oh no. Is that easy? For those of you wondering, how can we get on the map as an early gank in the 5 camp meta? Just like this. Rek'Sai is the same thing. I actually have something coming tomorrow on the main channel, so stay tuned for that about at least at the end of the video, I'm talking specifically about, you know, we talk about tempo control a lot of the time, and being first somewhere and having our roots allow us to gank before the enemy jungler, to get a crab before the enemy jungler, to invade the enemy jungler. And Nunu is just so great at forcing junglers to get nervous and frustrated, because what do you do when a Nunu does red Raptors level 2 gank top lane, and you're starting this doing a 5 to 6 camp, the Nunu now already has one top lane, and is in a position to fall back down to the blue side, repeat gank if you don't do something, and if he has a Lucian versus a Cassio mid, which he does, you have lane prior, which means he can easily go into the river, and of course try and get that crab. Level 4 to level 3 advantage though, you do get that when you do a full clear, so that is worth noting, and of course the second tier camp spawn starts to add up. If your top laner is, I don't know, eating some donuts and isn't in the area, doesn't want to use his TP, because obviously look at the wave, and Lucian doesn't pay attention, don't fight this, leave it, go straight down to the bottom side. You got 4 camps, basically a nice 4 camp clear, red Raptors, blue Grump with a mixed in gank. Go to the bottom crab, suffocate, sacrifice the top crab, and then gank bottom lane. Nice W by the Maokai to avoid the snowball, but my sir, you have no mana, you have no flash, the E barrage will hit you. Welcome to Antarctica, well, you know, for now. In 30 years, there might not be one. Hecarim would have, in theory, reset. Actually, I'm kind of curious here. I don't want to sort of pause as much because I like the flow of the game. I'm really curious as to what he was doing here. Okay, so he obviously decided to go and sneaky the wolves away. Honestly, if I'm Nunu, I'm okay with this, right? I mean, I don't know if this is the best use of time for the Hecarim. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Purely because prioritizing level 2 camps, tier 2 camps, sorry, level 4 camps, is really huge. See, here we see the Hecarim top lane, we should go straight to the Gromp. We should be on the Grump right now. I mean, I honestly think there's no reason for us not to be on the Grump, but, you know, if you're typing an essay and waiting to snowball the mid lane, I suppose that's okay. I suppose. He's obviously waiting to gank. Hello, we burn the flash, that's great, we get grounded, most OP ability in the game. She chunks us, we are forced to consume a minion, and we lose out on sniping away a tier 2 Grump. But yeah, I suppose this is Master Tier not challenges, so there are some downsides. I think here we got to look at this. Obviously, if the bottom lane has tempo reset, they died, whatever, and they can cut you off, you have to be ready for this. But I do think you know, we had time to take this away from the Hecarim while he's wasting time top lane. And it's very obvious when he shows top lane with 32 CS that he did a full clear top crab and stole my wolves, right? So that should be our reference point here. As I said, it's not much of an issue if you take this, gank mid lane, reset, because we don't really care about the top side camps. We're going to go and take our tier 2 Raptors, hugely valuable for us. Hello Hecarim, who went to the top side of the map to take his Raptors. Now we can counter gank it as the Nunu. Reactive pathing, if you see the enemy jungler do stuff, make sure you're in position to... Beautiful, well done. And that's... Blasting Wand and a Dark Seal. So the Hecarim's logic, I can only assume at this stage, was... Let me take my Raptors, look for mid lane, and he can of course look to counter jungle if Nunu goes top lane, or he can fall back down to his Wolves and Gromp. Nunu has no concerns in the world about those saplings slowing. This is, again, hyper ganking. There is risk to this. If you don't get the kills in someone else's farming, they will be ahead of you. We're only down 9 CS, but we have to hypothesize... we have to hypothesize that the Hecarim will now be... heading perhaps to the bottom side or going to his Krugs. I'm expecting him to more be on the bottom side 100%. I don't think he should ever go up to the top side here whatsoever. But this is okay so far. You see the risk, yeah. Counter ganking this is huge. Can we leave the Krugs, please? Yes, we can. There's no reason to stay. Our bottom lane is escaping a little bit. Watch the sapling in the bush. Don't drag it. We stun. We chomp. He dies. Nice counter gank again. Nunu provides. Nunu provides, ladies and gentlemen. If you like ganks, he provides. You can go to the dragon. E West, we love our dragons. Bottom lane could simply look to reset here. But I think, honestly, this is not so bad because the Hecarim might be once again compelled to go down to his Kaiser W hits, to his blue, to his wolves, to try and contest this. And the Rel can now roam, you see? So the Tristana will be delayed getting back to lane, but that's fine because the Rel now has roaming advantage. Snowball, you're red. At this point, we are just waiting for the Hecarim to use his ult. But again, you're not really concerned about the Hecarim. I think Nunu is just great into Hecarim in general. I like playing volley into Hecarim as well, when he's not fed. You could look to repeat gank this. You could. I can see a universe where we kind of hang around and potentially yoink this just to get 6, and then go straight bottom lane again. Because she took her time to help us with the dragon, and that should be rewarded, you know, with generosity. There's no Herald yet either. So we do technically have the ability to do that. I think that's huge. Because the Maokai, if you should see, should be resetting here. And we don't know this, right? But we can assume that Hecarim's just farming getting 6. But we know that Maokai is low on mana. If we took that Raptor camp and go down to the bottom side, this is a good gank. This is expected. He dashes, he gets feared, he gets knocked back into the miasma, into the ultimate for the Casio. Yeah, very fun gameplay. Super engaging. Great. I love not being able to move whatsoever as a mid laner. Any enjoyers in the chat? Yikes. But yeah, I think that could have been interesting as a play if the Kaiser decides to stay. In lower elo games, she will, huh? I'm hypothesizing plays that work in sort of every arena. I'm sorry, rounded. But we have the full smite power of AP Nunu. This is fun. He's 5-0-0. I'm enjoying it. This is fun. We saw Hecarim go top side, so we know he's going to be on those camps. In theory. Again, everything's in theory until we have visual confirmation once more. I mean, sometimes we... Ah, there we go. Hello. we W the wall. He has flash, so we burn it. The Hecarim has no ult. He's down a level. I mean, I'm honestly not too sure. We're not analyzing the Hecarim, obviously, which is why I'm kind of playing it off as, let's see what he does and play around it. But the spam ganking is nice. I like it. It's good activity. I do think we should have yoinked this and potentially tried to get an advantage here. Tristana died anyway. But here we go again. See, this is one of these quagmires where you're kind of thinking, right, do I go top lane and obviously just try and kill the Garen, or do I go and do the Herald? I'm a Herald person here, but at the same time I have sort of had to force myself to stick around a bit more. If the Garen stays here and dies, then, you know, both top laners grieve. So it balances out in the end. Boom. Boop. Yeah, balances out. So both are dumb. Both top laners did dumb stuff. You could go back down to your blue and wolves before you reset, but I think here, this is huge, actually. This is huge. Because what happens is, and this is the main video point, again, tomorrow, this is syncing up very nicely. You could, in theory, go down and finish your quadrant and then reset, right? And then go bottom lane, except because the Hecarim was here last, he took these camps, he's going to reset first and now look to go downside. And, right, and that means he can easily gank your Tristana who just died and went back to the lane. And he can go to the mid lane where your Lucian has no vision on the bottom side, which is why he's hanging on the top side. So that if he sees him, he has the full extent of the lane to rotate, and he has deeper vision here. Now, the Nunu, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be considering that at all, because sometimes you simply have itemization spikes. In this case, rockets and boots. I'm sensing and seeing this Hecarim just ulting mid lane right now. And Tristana does a good job backing off. Here we go. You see the ping. You see the ping. He's thinking about it. And then Rel kind of crosses to add some protection. This is interesting. So, hello. Yeah, there you go. Again, I haven't seen this replay. I just looked at the KDA and had a chuckle to myself. So it looks like Nunu's going to benefit here. The reactive ganking, the counter ganking, is so great from the Nunu. And he's doing a very good job of it as well. Ult, burst, get the stun on the Hecarim. Oh, no, sir. I mean, if Nunu has phase rush, it's a little better. What's that ratio again? So, AP Nunu also gives you mega healing. I'm kind of mixed feelings on the pathing there, but overall, as long as you're reactively ganking and rotating to things that you kind of expect, usually you'll be okay. We could look to simply dive top lane here with a snowball and use our Herald, but yeah, I think we can do that. This is classic Nunu. Chill. It's a long time since we've had Disco Nunu. This is Disco Nunu now. It hasn't aged well. The dragon's up though, so I'm not a fan of, you guys know me, trading a dragon just for this, but at the same time, I don't foresee the Hecarim really... I don't anticipate the Hecarim actually understanding what's going on anyway. Based upon his pathing and his gameplay. He's tried. The Rel's just basically being core JJ at this point, which is fine. If Tristana's gonna send me into that, we'll break this open. We can just super river roll. Super river roll, is that a thing? We'll call it that from now on. We can super river roll across, okay? And then we can easily get to the dragon. Oh, Hecarim's top side. If that's ready spawned, we can go. If it's still a while before it respawns, you can head top side. Jax is a champion. So this, we should already be down here, I feel. I feel like we should already be just taking this. There's no need to rotate to that if we looked at it. Looks like we're going to get it anyway. Maybe there's a fight to be had. Oh, hello, Maokai. Cassiopeia. Doing random things. Nice rocker belt. Nice rocker belt. Well done. Good job. Kite, use your spacing. Knock him up. Do the dragon. Hecarim will be alive, but it's his doom if he decides to go for this. He should not. This is good overall. This is good overall. Not a lot of focus on sort of prioritizing the levels of camp experiences, which is why I think in this video tomorrow and in general, people always take an idea, a strategy, even from these videos, where I'm just sort of commentating on what people are doing, and they take it as some kind of like ultimatum, like you must play this way. No, it's a way to play jungle. It's a way to climb to high elo. It's a way to succeed in high elo, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be looking at this. And sort of the videos that we cover sometimes have weird and unique playstyles, but if you know how to really pummel that strategy home and people don't know how to face it, it's good, right? Maybe it's not optimal, but it works. And solo queue, we're not in pro play, so we're not looking for that sort of perfectionism. This is just a good gang. And this is the benefit of elevating the game state. I see this a lot even in the coaching sessions in gold and silver, where you break open the game state. By that I mean you take the first tower, you force map rotations from your teammate. People don't often do that enough anymore, in terms of thinking about what happens when I take a tower and where do people go, right? You take the top tower, suddenly Jax has a pushed wave top lane. He's not going to walk all the way up there and do nothing. Maybe he will, but he could look to TP. You could ping the TP, and I've done this. I've done this, and I've seen this happen in a variety of elos, where people just listen to pings even if you don't expect it. It's good. There's no harm, no foul, right? You might as well try it. We should hit the... That just reminds me of Red Dead Redemption, where you can kind of, you know, you can harvest your horse meat. You know, if your horse unfortunately reaches some sort of demise while roaming around the map, you just take the horse meat and sell it. That's what Hecarim is. He's just a bunch of horse meat in Red Dead Redemption. Anyone else hate Cassio? I mean, the ult is one thing, but the miasma? I get greatly upset by it. This is, I was gonna say perhaps a strategic int, but that ultimate shield is mega huge. Right, from here, Herald should be spawning very soon, thusly we could say. We're very low in health, so you don't want to overcommit to this. We can, of course, fall back down to our Raptors and heal up almost beautifully. Lucian, please no, thank you. At this point, you'll have noticed, we're on the double needless. Needlessly needless at this point. But it's a lot of AP. Remember that price hike? I used to remember when it was much more affordable to get it. Oopsie. Assassin Nunu. We can do that too. Man, there's just no respect. And there's no expectation. I mean, if you have no dash, no flash, and you get hit by that snowball from an AP Nunu, you are dead. End of story. The thing is, you are, of course, squishier, more liable to your own destruction. Much like a snowman. Hecarim is now clearing this vision. We have Lucian split pushing. He saw this. He respects. Hecarim is most likely going to look to flank this. Or punish the Lucian in any way. Hello, he is. How close is he to 11? No, not close at all. I mean, so he could easily use his ult and then try and get 11 for the next time. But why? Why are we here? I think the Hecarim should make a tweet and confirm that there was no negative gaming. That this was only a positive gaming experience. Because that was weird. Take this. Mid lane is pushing up. The Tristana is semi-hopeless. The Jax now dies anyway to the Garen. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at it. Looking at KDAs and data. But, of course, you can always punish. The thing you have to be mindful of here, very much so, is that the Cassio is now in the top lane. She's not got a huge lead yet, but she's getting some solo experience. And in these game states, you know, what happens is a lot of people lose a little bit of that control they had by mispositioning, dying here and there, and someone just gets to freeze a lane and a side lane, and they just get really juiced from it. Maokai's in there with the sapling, we would have seen that. Again, the W to avoid the snowball, but, I mean, what are you going to do when that 90% AP ratio smacks you in the face? And then Hecarim decides to go in, doesn't realize that it's an AP Nunu, I think, with a death cap at this point. W is going to... Nope, we just use ult for a shield. And for damage zone, the miasma misses, wait for that to run out, and now we escape. There is a dragon available. I think we can try and yoink this. We have the Jax. We can just queue the Raptors. That'll give us a nice... I mean, I haven't even noticed. We're 17-0-4 at this point, ladies and gentlemen. 17-0-4, and we've just been playing the game. That's why I kind of like just talking generally about League of Legends, talking about what's happening very loosely, and then you can just see how easy it can be to get yourself fed when you're just reacting to information on the map and using your lead, and using your mechanics, and using your champion's strengths. Well, it was bound to happen at some point. That's a lot of shutdown to Garen, but he's 2-6-1. Who cares? Cassiopeia, again, miasma. It's a lot of damage. Okay, this is where it's concerning for me, because you die, for whatever reason, and now your team kind of looks to go make plays, but none of them are really fed. You know, there's definitely some gold. There's definitely some gold here. I mean, you got 9,000. I mean, he's got 2,000 gold lead. They're about equal. The Kai'Sa is about 500 ahead. The support, 1,000 ahead. It's all in the Nunu. 4,000 gold lead over 4,000 gold lead over the Hecarim, which is deserved. 100%, you know? A few little missed windows here and there, but otherwise the jungling was good. There's no focus heavily on sequencing. It's about being present, being everywhere on the map, and ratioing them with your AP-ness. I don't even know what that means, but as I said, as you all know at this point, my roof has been replaced. I've been operating on minimal sleep. Now I think I hit the mic, so I apologize. Once again, waiting is a very dynamic gameplay. Waiting to see if there is something we can do. Obviously, we have, you would have, if you remember, the water walking and celerity, so That gives us direct value. So where Rengar would look to sit in this bush, you know, and just pummel anyone that walks out, Nunu just waits in the Scuttle Crab AoE. I mean, I know he's Giga fed. I know he's got 10 Magi with a Death Cap and a Rocket Belt, but that's just funny. This is the Master Tier. So, if you are worried about your ability to finesse, 23 stacks by the way, finesse Nunu builds, you can do it, you know? You just have to understand that you're not a tank. Don't go in and try and tank everything. You need to assassinate a prior target. Use it for zoning, use it for damage, you know? It's a different ball game completely. Bull pun unintended. Happy accident, we'll take it. We can go straight into this Baron. As soon as you see people out of position and you snipe someone with your damage. Bottom lane, Jax dies. Oh well, unfortunate. Nothing is stopping a consume smite Nunu, even with the change in the numbers that smite can do. Maokai has no mana. Cassio goes for it. Miasma is there. Blue trinket is used to show the blue. And we queue it away because we want it. And we're not going to give it to the Lucian, that's for sure. Level 14. Okay, here we go. Slime Ball. Nuke Ball. Miasma. But that was a lot of damage. Rocket Belt, here's the Hecarim, so we kind of, you know, you're not a tank. So at this point, people will kind of put themselves in front of the Hecarim, protect your Lucian or whatever. You can't do that yet. Make sure you are playing appropriately. How much gold do we have now? 1,500. We're basically full build with this. Curious what he goes next. Kind of just want to go Void. Like, I kind of just want to cheese the Void and then just true damage everyone. We're cut off here, but that's fine. The Maokai just looks funny to me. You just hit them with a W. The health bar explodes. It's amusing. 19-1-6. Okay, so here we don't want to overcommit. If you don't have a wave, if people need to back, people are low, please don't hang around too much. Take their jungle, push the side waves. You know, over here we can push this, and we can reset, rejoin with our Lucian, and then try again. The Baron timer exists for a reason. So don't think you're wasting it by resetting. You'll still have enough time to do something, especially with all the waves pushed up. Jack should demand some attention there. They won't be able to help themselves. Obviously pushing this up and taking the towers very good. There's a fourth dragon, Soul Point, about to spawn. If you don't have to buy, you can do what the Nunu did, that's perfect. Make sure you're backing and get there in time for the spawn, because we do want that soul. He's Nunu, so that was pretty easy. Doesn't have the same problems. The reason we get here early, and you don't play like G2, is because you want to actually secure the objectives and get vision control. Because now look, this is what they see. This is a war thanks to the Maokai, but they have to approach cautiously. Until anyone shows, they have to approach very cautiously. Now, if you are G2, this is very easy. Just make sure you're back in time to place the wards and control the area, especially if you have the lead. If you want to be like G2, you go back in this bush with 5 seconds on the dragon and then, you know, Pikachu face when you lose it. And no, I will never forget that. That was just so ridiculous. I can't believe I had to witness that with my eyes. It was worse than the silver Baron takes you see. So here, remember, skirt the edges. You're an assassin. Hecarim dove way too deep. Now you can go back in. Use your ult. Beautiful double kill there. Miasma does job. Doesn't matter. We have the flash from the Maokai. That's how I play Zyra. That's how you play Zyra. That's how you play anything. Any mage with a little... Any mage with a little bit of finesse. Hang on the edges. Wait for them to blow spells and then hit them with the right angle. Not a literal right angle, just the right angle. Yeah. Sometimes mathematicians get a little weird about that stuff. No need to worry about wolves. Yep, perfect. All around the world, please. We can crash this. Everyone is up, so now you have to be cautious. We don't want a canyon level throw, and if you're familiar with the Canyon videos on this channel, very often he gets these leads. They try and sort of do some cheese over the Nexus. He dies, they die, everyone dies. And there's a little bit of a thing in their throat as they wonder if the enemy team can come back from this. In this case, I don't think they can. It is a substantial gold lead. That's not Nunu. That's a Nunu. Wait, come back. There we go. Right, TP can TP used for the bottom side. They can push that up. Nunu's just gonna go and take this crab. I mean, you can sort of handle yourself here, although I'm not familiar with... Can't say I've done this a lot. I remember the Nunu guide in Season 8, when the rework came out, I just spammed like 100 games and came up with a few build variations of my own, including the hybrid. You know, where you kind of went runic arrows with Sunfire and things like this. That was always fun, because you could be tanky plus also do a crap ton of damage. Now you can see, right? Because look at this. This shows you the weakness. So if you make the wrong play, you put yourself in the wrong position, you will lose. And that's the downside of playing the champions like this. So you have to always be able to firmly commit yourself to the cause. It's a big radius. And you've got the Jax and the Tristana hammering home the Nexus while you have a little bit of fun. So nothing educational about that ending thing. 23-8, a lot of damage. Head to the match history if you want to see how much damage. It was obscene. And pleasingly, this entire video was one take. So if I made a mistake somewhere, I apologize. But I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. Head to the main channel for a new video tomorrow around 8 o'clock-ish Central European time. Hope you're enjoying the content. Get ready for the end of the season, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be intense. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.